This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you might have missed this morning. But we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 4th of March, 2019, and I am 2J.
I am 2M.
And I am Miss K, your host. Again, in case you missed it, this is Winning Headlines. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Daily Nation. Rotich, this is where 20 billion shilling damn cash went. The Star. Magistrate arrested over spouse murder. And finally, The Standard. Shock as over 370,000 KCPE, KCSE students deregistered.
Okay.
Wow.
What do you think?
The headlines have had a change of tune this week.
Change of tune. No more damn headlines.
No more damn headlines.
Yeah.
No more damn headlines.
No more damn.
I think that the uniformity that we've been experiencing for the last couple of days has come to an end. It's
Yes.
back to business as usual.
Yes.
Each paper, its own headline.
Yep.
But can we start with the Nation?
Yeah, sure, we can.
I have some things to say about this headline.
Rotich, this is where the 20 billion damn cash went.
Is there convergence of opinion in cabinet?
Hold on, before you get to the convergence of opinion, you know, as a specific amount has been named today.
Yeah.
Before, we've always been conflicted about the numbers.
Yeah.
People would say a different number, someone else would claim a different number. DCI is claiming 21 billion.
Yeah.
The DP is claiming 7 billion,
Billion,
and
yes.
then here comes Rotich claiming 20 billion. About a billion point two shy of this
Yeah.
DCI's amount, but
Yeah.
now we have three different
Yeah.
So are we supposed
Opinions.
to feel confident because this number is now coming from the CS of Treasury?
I don't know, it
Wow.
makes me feel a bit afraid.
Because if anything, I'm actually more confused now than last week.
I know.
His boss is saying one thing, CS is saying another
thing.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
And they say it here, take two. So was it 7 billion or 20
Over
billion?
20. But here's the thing. Until you see the documents, it will be he said, she said,
yeah,
whatever.
Very true.
But here's the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
I think this damn scandal is the beginning of the end of the relationship between Uhuru and Ruto.
Is it really the beginning of the end? I feel like this beginning has been ongoing for quite a while.
Yeah.
Well, this is the trigger. This is the trigger. If you go with what was said yesterday, somewhere in Rift Valley with some or by some MPs, against the head of state, the fact that they were very confident and they felt a certain way and expressed it, and not even just Rift Valley MPs, even some guys allied to Uhuru, it tells you that something is wrong somewhere and something is about to burst.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would agree with 2M.
This thing is someone is going down. This is the Waterloo for someone.
Yeah, I think it's like a snowball that was
Yes.
moving slowly before, and now it's picking
up
speed.
Yes.
momentum,
And
it's going to
unfortunately,
crash.
as it's picking speed,
Yes.
it was uncertain of its direction, and now
Yeah.
it's headed
Yes.
very specifically towards.
It's going somewhere,
Yeah.
it's headed somewhere, and when it takes its direction,
Okay, before you make that conclusion, let me bring back our audience. We have a 3-part criteria that we use to break down the headlines for you, and we ask ourselves 3 questions.
Yeah.
First question we ask ourselves is it topical or is it speculative?
Right.
I'm going to border on speculative
Yeah.
with your assertions right now.
Yeah.
Is it repetitive or is it groundbreaking? And third, we ask ourselves, is it thoughtful or just plain intellectually lazy? Now, ground yourselves in our criteria and let's
Yes.
look at this headline again.
Yes.
The story you're saying may be true, but is also speculative.
It's speculative.
Until it crashes
And I tell you what-
on the doorstep
But you see,
of
that's
the
why
person
that's
you're
I was
mentioning.
asking: are we supposed to have confidence that now the number has been asserted by the CS himself? Does that take it away from speculation into
The realm of fact.
Not fact, but closer to fact than we had last week.
Well, the CS also said that the month that has been paid was a prerequisite to the starting of the dam, so it was all pre-contractual
let me ask
payments.
you, ask you guys, you have a head of cabinet, you have a head of state and a head of government. If you're Uhuru Kenyatta today and this headline appeared in the newspaper, what would you say?
I don't know if I'd say anything.
Would
See,
you be very happy with CS Rotich coming out to give these figures?
And did we not discuss this last week? He
Yes.
was under pressure to reveal those
yes,
numbers.
he
Pressure
was.
that I thought was unfair for
For
him
him
to
to deal
fall
with.
prey to.
The only person CS Rotich should probably be answering to right now is
The president
the
himself.
president, or maybe if he's summoned by parliament.
Mm.
Otherwise, I think he should just keep quiet.
And I agree with you. I don't understand the need to respond to every question put
Yeah.
your way.
Mm.
Give
Yeah.
yourself time,
Just
verify the facts,
quiet.
then give
Yeah.
a consolidated answer that you
Yeah,
do not
that's very
change
true.
from.
I think.
So what
they
do we
should-
think about this headline?
So then now, ground yourself.
Yeah.
Remember, topical, speculative, repetitive, groundbreaking, thoughtful. I don't think, and I think we need to make a judgment on this and come up to the
it
rest.
stops at topical.
I
Because
agree,
it is most
stops at
definitely
topical.
repetitive and possibly lazy.
It's a pointer to something coming. I think we
Let
put
the
in
thing
pack
come,
and
then we'll make that judgment with that headline, with the thing itself.
So are we tossing it?
Toss it.
Oh yes, bye.
we like doing that, eh?
I do.
Shock as 370,000 KCPA KCSE students deregistered and magistrate arrested over spouse murder. Both of these headlines sadden me.
These stories made me very unhappy.
You want to start with the standards?
Standard, yeah, sure.
Let me tell you, you are happy. You are unhappy because
As a parent, I don't know who to assign the blame to, and I feel like it,
And I think that's part of the problem.
no. Let me tell you, this is right. Whatever is happening is right.
that
And
you
know why?
deregister 370,000 students, poor kids who've been going to school consistently for
that-
all these years,
That's okay.
and then you have them take the fall for something that is not their fault.
That's okay.
Okay, let
Let me
Tua
explain
make his
why.
point.
Okay,
So we
make
can
your point. Make
let
your
him make his
I'm
point
attacking
so
you.
we can tell him he's wrong.
Let me explain
Okay.
why. You see, I think there's a correction of the rot in the state.
There's a
Right?
correction of the rot in the
someone
state.
is
You're
correcting.
contradicting yourself.
Someone is correcting the rot that is happening within the state. You see, if parents and teachers can conspire to manipulate, what do you call them, birth certificate registration and that kind of thing, it tells you someone is being complacent within the system.
Okay,
right?
here's the-
If 500,000 kids have to be deregistered
Let them
just
be
to make something,
deregistered.
let it happen.
And
Next time they won't try it again.
So I think what we're discussing right now is the difference between something being legal and something being moral, right? So these children being deregistered, it is legal because what they did was illegal.
The children, what, not what the children did, it's what the
Not
kids
what,
did.
no,
the kids
listen,
have no
listen.
mistake.
Yes, the children have no mistake. But
Yeah.
what has happened is that they have become the victims
Yes.
of the mistakes of others. And the
Yes.
state
Yeah.
has a moral obligation to them to give them
I
the
agree.
right to education.
Fantastic.
So for
I
them
agree.
to be deregistered, that they now have to wait until next year to sit
Yeah.
for their exams.
So then how do you correct this?
I don't know where the answer lies. I honestly
Because
don't.
for me, I feel like the burden is shared squarely between the state and the parents as the holders of the rights of these children.
children,
Their
yeah.
right to education, their
Yeah.
right to fair treatment, just
Yeah.
all those rights. Because it is true
Yeah.
that there were records that were either tampered with or
Yes.
were excessive
Falsified,
Yeah.
or
doubled.
that got those children deregistered. Because
Right.
you do not need a birth certificate to get into school, but you do need one to register
For-
for
yes, to get
a
an index
national
number and
exam.
that do that
You
kind
do
of thing.
need one
Yes.
to register for KCPE, and the bulk of the students who are deregistered were KCPE students.
And I hear you.
However, as a parent,
Yeah.
it is my duty, knowing
Yeah.
that my child is going to be a candidate,
Yeah.
to get
To get
them
that,
the
yeah.
requisite documentation that will allow them to register for the exam.
Fantastic.
However,
Fantastic. So you agree with me?
however, wait.
Yeah.
However, the state also frustrates parents in this
Yes.
process.
Yeah.
Because when you do go to apply for such a document,
Yeah.
there are delays.
Yes.
Such delays were also found by Super CS, if I can call him that,
Matiang'i.
Matiang'i, when he went to Narok and made noise. He
Yeah.
went off on the officers that give birth certificates and death certificates,
You know,
saying that they are slow.
You guys have fantastic.
At
things.
this point,
But what,
it's across the board.
What
but-
do you want NEC to do?
I would like them to not be retributive, to be more
Restorative.
restorative.
I think
This
one,
is
a
very
point that was
retributive.
made was that if the exams are happening in November,
Yes.
that gives them an ample amount of time to rectify this issue.
And have
Why-
those students sit
Yes.
for the exam in their year of registration, in the year that they were meant to do it.
Let me ask you
I
guys.
think you can do it. There's a
I
lot
think
of
it's
time.
doable.
Let me
It
ask
can be
you.
done.
I want to sound a little bit conspiratory.
Oh boy.
Right? You see this man here?
Yes.
You see this guy?
Yes,
Yes.
the new CS for education.
New CS for education.
Yes.
Monday morning, he is nominated on a Friday morning. Monday morning,
His
he gets this
first
headline.
day in office.
This headline, his picture. Right?
Well, it would follow. He is the one in charge of it now.
Someone probably doesn't want Parliament to clear him.
But
I
this-
think that's a stretch.
Yeah, that is a stretch. Very speculative.
Yeah.
But what do we say about the headline after we have given all our emotive thoughts? Because I feel like I'm skewed. For these two headlines,
Yeah.
they sadden me.
Mm.
And this
It
is my
is
personal
definitely
opinion.
not speculative.
Yeah.
I think these are facts. It's on the
It's
money.
topical,
It's
yes.
topical.
Yeah.
I do think it's lazy. Okay, I want to agree with 2M, but not fully.
Mm.
It's not the conspiracy that you're headed for.
Yeah.
But I think for them to assign this picture next to this headline
Yeah.
is,
And
yes, they're trying to say
Do
something.
you
That
know-
I agree with.
Do you know who made this presentation? It's a PS of education, Radio Kipsang, right? But the Standard sort of thought to put,
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're heading into the realm of deep speculation. And for that reason,
No, I just
will-
wait.
I will-
But I think we do need to address the fact that this is his first guy's day in office. Whatever, when they realized that they had to
he hasn't-
deregister these
he
children, it
hasn't
was
been
way
cleared
before
yet.
he was,
Yeah.
announced as the new CS.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So I think
that is true.
assigning the picture with that headline and saying shock.
Okay, then, so what do we do? What are we going to
I think we
say?
put it in the packing
Ground
bay, guys.
it. Ground it in our...
Today I don't want to be dictatorial. Let's put it on the packing bay.
Okay.
All right, let's return to the second sad story of the morning.
Magistrate arrested over spouse's murder.
Can I ask a bad question? A question that
Not
borders.
that
borders-
if I say no to stop you, ask away.
Why are women killing their husbands?
Oh my.
All right.
Huh? What?
As
We have been left
member.
silent.
Guys, aren't you seeing a trend every now
Let's
and then?
address this
Someone
headline.
has been popped. That one has been.
Even women themselves have been killed, so let's not assign blame, but let us
All right.
address this particular story, which is sad.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the story itself,
Yeah.
lawyer Robert Chesang appeals
Shot 7 times in
shot
his
7
house.
times
yeah.
in his house. And
Sad.
this comes after he had made complaints to the court that he felt he was being intimidated by his wife, a magistrate and an officer of the court.
Yes.
And she was using state machinery that is
Yes.
available to her by her position. She was using police officers.
Right.
They were using his
Intimidating,
vehicles.
yes.
And he felt that the system itself was against him. He even said that he had the chief magistrate of the station where his case was being heard, saying that they will continue not to hear the case or move
Yeah.
it around or frustrate it.
Yeah.
Then the guy is dead.
He's killed.
Yeah. But there's something also in this story that I think we should applaud. DCI seem to be going after rogue officers.
And have
it's-
found them.
And have found them. I mean, you go and do ballistics on a murder weapon, and then you say, this one was linked to this one. And then it comes out within a week.
I don't agree.
Within
I don't
a
think,
week.
no. But by you saying
That never used to
no,
happen.
when you're saying that they went after the DCI, that the DCI went after these police
They went
officers.
after the cops.
You're praising them for just doing their job. A murder happened, they solved it, end of story. They didn't
Fantastic.
say, where are the rogue cops? Can we go find them? No.
No. What I'm saying is this. There has been a trend recently of
Of
rogue
DCI being-
cops going into cell because they have done wrong.
Kevin, can
Yeah,
we
they
go back?
never
Can we
used to
go back
happen.
to what you spoke about last week? Correlation and causation. I think we're getting them confused. I think we're
I didn't say
attributing. No, you did. I think we're
I'm saying now.
attributing.
Did I say it?
All right. Moving on.
Ground ourselves. Magistrate arrested over murder. What do we think about this story? Is it topical? Is it
Yes,
repetitive? Is it
topical.
speculative? Is it groundbreaking?
It is topical, it is repetitive because I'm seeing every now and then in the headlines, people are killing their husbands. That's why I asked you that question.
I wouldn't say that people are
killing.
killing their mothers. I feel like we have a like for sensational stories.
Yes.
And murder has
Yeah.
always been sensational.
Oh,
We
yeah.
want to know who did it. And
Absolutely.
the like for who did it.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
fact that
Murder mysteries.
And the fact there's a
it
magistrate.
transcends.
Yeah, yes, the fact that it's a
There's a
magistrate, yeah, it
magistrate.
makes it even more
Someone who's
interesting.
expected to what Maraga
Uphold
likes to
the
say,
law.
the fidelity to the law.
So what do we say?
Wearing a wig in court.
Yes, topical. I don't think it's repetitive.
But I also don't think it's groundbreaking.
Yes.
So for that reason,
It's so you agree with me?
no.
If it's not
I'd like to
groundbreaking,
pass
it means it's
judgment.
been happening.
Murders have always been happening since time immemorial.
Not to
All
happen.
right. So can I toss it?
Don't toss it, because
Because right now, I mean, if we bring this back, we're
I say we don't have a winning headline because I
I
cannot
agree.
pick either of those headlines as a winning headline. I cannot bring myself to elevate this story.
You really enjoy
Tossed.
I am.
Done. On to our next segment, the political opinions that we call cartoons in this country.
Yeah.
And I will bring back our papers
All right.
for us to look at. Just like the headlines, we have a 3-part criteria that we use to break down the cartoons for you. We ask ourselves, are they humorous or are they dry? Are they satirical or are they pessimistic? And finally, are they effective or just plain lazy? I see you've opened up the standard.
Yes.
Let's start there.
It's a caricature of African heads of state that all seem to be in an old people's home. But they are having wine and some are in wheelchairs and
They're
everything.
cheering. Cheers.
Yeah. But I think Gadot's depiction of this is, why does Africa have over 21 leaders who are over the age of what? Is it 75?
They're all over 70.
All over 70.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I have a couple of questions with this cartoon.
Yeah.
One, what's wrong with having an older leader?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, don't we as Africans ascribe older people with good leadership and
I don't
maturity?
think it's the age that's the problem.
Or is it
it's
the length of
extended,
time that they have
how
spent
long they've
in
been
power?
in power. Yeah, I think that's...
You know, guys, if you listen to, there's a Sudanese billionaire, he's called Mo Ibrahim. Mo Ibrahim had a fantastic point. He said, the US, and this was during Obama's tenure, the US had I think, GDP of, is it GDP or budget, $3 trillion. Africa, all of it, you put it together, is less than $1 trillion. And all that time, we had leaders who are over like 75 and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Somewhat, I agree with him.
To the
we
point.
need to get a little bit more progressive.
So, are you agreeing with this cartoon?
We're
Yes.
being led by a merry band of old men.
Yeah, now you have a guy in a wheelchair who can't even lift up his hand. Someone is carrying an entire IV thing.
What do you want from your leader? Do you want him to be like a king, able to go into battle, or do you want him to make strategic decisions? And I don't think you need to be young to make those decisions. I'm sorry to be the advocating from a different
I think
perspective
part of what the
today.
cartoon is
Someone has to
saying,
pick the alternative
because they are
opinion.
cheering, it's that there are these old men who've been in power for excessive amounts of time, and what are they doing? They're partying it up.
Yes. Look,
They are cheering each other. They're celebrating. Look how long you're there. Look how long I'm here.
Oh, we've done
Literally-
so good.
literally,
nothing.
guys, you see, Gato is also not stupid here. Many of these countries, many of the guys in this cartoon, they are having civil strife. Bashir is having problems in his
Cameroon,
country.
Uganda,
Bouteflika
Algeria,
had
Nigeria.
During the weekend, nearly 1 million people went to the streets in
Algeria. Yes.
All right, this is a guy who stayed in power. I don't know for how long. Now, to the point where you're getting a country going into economic strife, what is the point?
Okay, so what do we say then about this cartoon? Is it effective? I think it's effective.
Yes, it's effective.
Then what else is it? Is it humorous?
Yes,
Is
it's
it
also
satirical?
humorous.
I feel it's pessimistic as well then.
It is.
Yes,
but
Because if that's what you're looking at and you
Yeah.
see
It is,
that
yeah.
we
Yes,
have been
it's shrouded in
hoodwinked by
pessimism.
this
Yes.
Yeah, but pessimism also
group
makes-
cabal of old men, then it's a pessimistic cartoon. I don't see the humor in it.
Might I suggest we put it in the parking bay and see
Until we
what
see what
else
yes,
we're
I
working
agree.
with today.
I agree. So what's below it?
All right, in the star today.
This is
Yeah.
the star today?
Yeah, in the
No,
star.
This is not. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
And the cabinet reshuffle, in quotes, comes into effect as follows.
It's a caricature of DP carrying Uhuru. I think he's been forced to carry him, and then there's a raffle.
Why is he for? So is that based
That's
on
why
his
he's
expression?
crying.
Because he's crying. And then Uhuru is trying to enter the raffle, the thing that goes round, like
Yes.
this, and he's blindfolded.
Yes.
And he picks up a ball and he drops it, and then the
The
writing on the ball
is
was
a chester.
Chesa, right?
Okay.
It's something to do about a sucking.
What
Yeah,
I can
that's- yeah.
say, what I
Cabinet.
can say is that I find this cartoon funny. It's layers.
Yes, yeah.
I like
Yes.
it. I do like it, and I like the layers because one,
Yeah.
it's a reshuffle in quotes,
Yes.
meaning it's not really a reshuffle.
Yeah.
It's a lucky lotto. We don't know who's
Yes.
going to get
Who's next?
picked. He's
Yes.
going to dip his hand in, and
And
anybody
drop
could
the-
come out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody, might I suggest,
Yeah.
including DP himself. Maybe that's why his expression is like
Yeah.
because his
But-
hand is dipped in. We don't know what's going
We
to
don't
come
know
out.
who's in there.
The thing here is, president cannot sack the deputy president.
Okay, without going through a due process.
Yes.
Right.
But look at it, and then look at Uhuru. He's blindfolded,
Blindfolded.
But he's
which
actually-
means there's no thought that's
He has no
going
plan,
into
yeah.
this reshuffle.
I
He's
like
just
that.
dipping his hand in, and whatever gets out,
I like that. But it,
pata potea.
yeah, but it's also appointed to probably a looming purge of cabinet, and we said this last week.
Yes.
A looming purge in
included.
which Uhuru is Lady Justice.
With one eye.
Still like
No,
this
both-
one,
both-
this
both-
one,
Both
both
eyes
eyes,
closed.
both eyes closed.
Yeah. I think this is a great
I
cartoon.
think it's a good cartoon.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so what do we say? Is it effective?
Yes.
Yep.
Is it humorous?
Yes.
Yep.
Is it satirical?
Yes, I
Yes.
think it is, yeah.
DP
It meets
crying
our
like
three
this.
criteria, but we put it here. Let's see our last one,
All
then
right.
we can make a decision, a determination on which of them takes the cake.
So, oh wow. What
Oh
is
my goodness, this one,
Ancient slaves,
Terrible.
modern slaves.
Wow.
A comparison.
ancient
yeah,
slaves had a
they were, yes.
Caucasian master behind them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now modern slaves. Wow. So who's a slave here now?
I think that's the average Kenyan.
That's the average Kenyan. That's
so,
you and I.
So that's why he's on
Flipped
chain,
over in
flipped over in chains.
and we are being shaken for everything we've got.
Being
Yes.
robbed by rats and pigs.
And huge rats.
Huge rats and huge pigs.
Huge rats
Then-
called graft.
And then they are all carrying huge sums of notes and money
And singing away as they
and
walk.
singing away. And the slave who's upside down is just pouring some coins
Because that's all you have left. Look, your
Yeah.
pockets are turned out and they're empty.
in a begging bowl. But the rat has no pity. He goes and takes the bowl in the begging bowl that has the coins.
Yeah, I don't think this is
I feel it's
smart
pessimistic
at all.
and I feel it's dry.
Yeah,
Those are my opinions.
Yes, I think
feel
it's lazy.
it's pessimistic and it's dry.
And I think to equate ancient slaves to the graft situation happening in Kenya,
I don't think it's I don't think it's I don't think it's a fair comparison, and
You know
that
what? It's
sums
fine.
up
I
our
think
opinion.
we were getting there anyway, so
okay,
it's fine.
so what do we say? Gado versus,
The standard, yes.
let's see. Of the two, I'd pick this because this grounds it in something that's closer to home, closer to me. I do like Gado's cartoon,
Yeah.
but unless Uhuru was also in his 70s and
Yeah.
had been in power for the last 20 years,
I
That's
agree.
I
very
don't
true.
see the correlation
Yeah.
between
I agree
that
with
and
We
you.
know
us.
that Gado is a well-renowned cartoonist, so he does also speak to another level. He's not just here in
Yeah.
the
He
local.
has a continental audience,
Yeah.
and I accept his continental audience. But for me today, I feel this is a more it's more.
However,
gritty,
can
it's
we give
closer
him
to me.
runner-up?
Oh yes, definitely.
I
For the
think this
first time
was-
ever, we can give
we
this
can
a
give a runner-up.
runner-up.
Yeah, number
So our winning cartoon,
No, I
do
said
we agree?
number 2 out of 2 runners up. Yeah.
Was that a joke?
I don't know. Our winning cartoon is from the Star, with closely followed by Gado as the standard. And that's it for today. This is Winning Headlines. See you tomorrow.